Okay, this is Voice of Shay, and this is part two of how I handled being essayed by my husband. So where I left off was I gave you a little background about Mark. We decided to get married, and he's going off to the military, and I'm staying at his mom's house. So before he goes to the military, I'm staying at his mom's house. I am very pregnant, maybe about 3 or 4 months pregnant, and I'm staying with them, and it's not very comfortable because his mother is not very nice to me. Mark is very, how would you say, very controlling, very condescending. He is very bossy. He's very mean, like he's treating me like I'm a servant or something. I don't know if this was his ideal of how he's supposed to be a husband, but I wasn't used to that. I had a very good model of how a husband should treat his wife, and I was not getting that. And every day I had to get up and make homemade biscuits for him, cook his breakfast. I was the only one that cleaned the house. Then when his friends came over, I had to feed his friends. He was very condescending to me towards his friends. This was a daily routine where his friends came over every day and I had to cook for them. Later on in the evening, I had to cook for him and his mom. And, in Texas, it was very hot summers, and, I'm trying to get used to being in Texas and trying to get used to being pregnant and wanting watermelon and ice cream and pickles and, and trying to enjoy my pregnancy. But I'm dealing with a person that is not very nice to me. He would make fun of the way I talk because he is from Texas, I was from California, so I had a little, I guess, an accent, a Valley girl kind of accent to him. And not only he made fun of me, but so did his mother and his nieces and his, the only person that didn't make fun of me was his sister. During this time, I used to take long walks. I called myself getting exercise because I was pregnant. But I would do these long walks because I felt alienated from my family. My father didn't want to talk to me. My mother was very short with me. Sometimes she would bring me food. She would just drop it off, and it was kind of sad because she would just drop it off and say, you're home. This is your home. This is your family. And she'd leave, and I would bring the food in, and Mark and his mother would eat my food. If I go to sleep, I wake up and the bologna was gone, the bread was gone, peanut butter and jelly was gone, TV dinners was gone, and they would just eat up my food. I wouldn't say anything, I didn't have the support of my family, and I definitely didn't have their support. So I kind of felt like, okay, I'm just here, The vision or the goal was that Mark was going to go into the military. He was going to be stationed. Actually, we knew where he's going. He was going to be stationed in Germany, and I was going to save up my money and get my passport, my daughter's passport, and we were going to move to Germany. And we were going to have a life in Germany, learn how to speak German. My daughter's going to be raised, in a different country. And, it was a cool thought, that we going to be living abroad, so I was kind of excited about that. One day, also, my husband, he could sing. He actually sound like Michael McDonald. Is it Michael McDonald? Yes. And, yeah, I'm gonna be there. he sound like him. So anyway, we would go to church on Sundays, and there was always this one girl. I'm going to say her name was, let's call her Sheila. And every time we go to church, Sheila would give him sexy eyes, you know. They would stare at each other, and I would watch them, I would watch her, I'd watch him, and I'd say, like, what's going on, you know. But I wouldn't say anything because I didn't know anybody, and I didn't want to accuse anybody of anything, but I would watch them. And I found out later, little church gossip, that the two of them were an item before he got married. And I thought, okay, so, all right. So I guess she still likes my man. So, this is something that I find out. So one day I was home washing clothes, and I was folding towels, and my husband's friend came over, and they were in the bedroom. And while they were in the bedroom, I could smell marijuana. So I go in the bedroom with my towels and put the towels away, and he stops me in front of his friend, and he says, I want you to hit this joint. And I said, no, I don't smoke. And I said, plus I'm pregnant. And he was like, well, when I tell you to do something, you do it. And I was like, and his friend looked at him like, no, man, it's okay. It's okay. And he was like, no, this is what I told her to do, and she's going to do it. Then I saw him crushing up some pills. And I don't know what it was, but I saw him crushing up some pills, and then I saw him snorting. So I don't know what he was doing. And I'm not into drugs, so I have no idea what he was doing. But he was trying to make me do the same thing that they were doing. And he cussed me, he pushed me, and he actually pushed me into the bathroom, and so that his friend wouldn't see, and he would sock me in my legs, or he'd sock me in my arms, so that I guess he didn't want to hit me on my face because he didn't want bruises, and because I'm pregnant, he's not gonna hit me on my stomach, so he would hit me in my limbs, you know, and I wouldn't fight him back because I was pregnant. You know, it's like I don't want no accident to happen. We're in a small space, so he would hit me, and I would just ask him to stop hitting me. So finally, we come out of the restroom, and his friend leaves. And later on that night, like, I gotta get my friend to hug me here. Y'all don't laugh at me. It's my little friend. So, yeah. So anyway, I sell these at my shop. So anyway, so we come out of the bathroom, and his friend is gone, and he says, I'm gonna step out for a while. So he leaves. And I go to bed, maybe 10 or so. I go to bed, and I'm sleeping in my bed. And he comes home maybe after midnight, I don't know. It was just late. And he rolls me over. And because my stomach is so big, he rolls me over, and I end up on my knees instead of on the other side. I stop in the middle. And I'm so sleepy that I realize that I'm like this on my knees because I can't lay on my stomach. And all of a sudden, I feel that he is sodomizing me with no lube, nothing. He is sodomizing me, and he is saying to me, shut up. You do what I tell you to do. And when I tell you what to do, when I tell you to do something, you do it. And he would sodomize me as a form of punishment, to the point that I would actually begin to hemorrhage. This is something that he did, I wouldn't say often, but he did it a few times. So I'm going to end here, and we'll go to the next one, part